Okay, Coach. Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Cleveland Browns. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. 9 yards is the pick. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. You think back to last year when these two teams met in Week 3. That was a big one for the Browns franchise and for Baker Mayfield. Mayfield came in relief of Tyrod Taylor and broke the Browns' 19-game losing streak, beating fellow rookie Sam Darnold 21-17. And after the game, a lot of you will remember Browns management unlocking the, shall we call them, refreshment fridges that had been padlocked for so long until the Browns got that victory.
Hopefully he can get a playoff. Go for 6. Just got to snap it right away.
And Mayfield just getting the playoff. That's complete.
Oh, how do you not intercept that 52? I'm trying to flip to you.
Down as the tackle made at the Jets' 34-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He's got the hook up to him.
Good play.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A really nice
Excellent
gain
play.
of 25 yards.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
As I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ring.
I didn't know Nick Chubb was a superstar.
Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll try again with Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown.
Is he regular superstar?
Nick Chubb, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Go. Bell. And he'll get it up to the
don't hit me with your helmet. Or my helmet.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Bell. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these short gains turn into bigger runs later.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
Where's a decent play? There we go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder.
Good catch.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. That's where Crowder makes his hay in the slot. Jets hoping to see more of that going forward. He signed with him in March after the last 4 seasons being in Washington. Had 3 pretty good years and sort of tailed off last season due in large part to an ankle injury. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Darnold on 3rd down. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Montez Sweat is so fast in this game.
On 1st and 10, Darnold.
Oh, you got to catch that, Robbie.
Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see.
Now Bell. And they went
Good
the wrong
play.
way there. Losing yardage.
Good tackle.
Back at the 43-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. I got you.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Trying, but he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 18.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive
I
side
need
of
to
the
stop
ball. I don't know
playing
what
so
happened
passive.
last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their
Ooh, what kind of
efficiency.
pass was that?
Start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Let's go with this.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Darnold. And this one incomplete.
He had
Too
it in
much
his hands.
contact to
Come
hold
on,
on
my
to that
God.
one, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Greedy Williams, the rookie from LSU. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he takes this one
As soon as I take a
into the end
Snapchat.
zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts...
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback Denzel Ward.
I gotta find
And his
a new
guys
play.
are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Playing so buns.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score.
I've been
This
playing
is the
buns, and I don't know
NFL on
why.
EA Sports.
Like on my 49ers connected franchise, I'm like one of the best players in there. I've just been some buns here lately.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
I love when blitzes don't work.
With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already.
Dudes trade me or Deshaun Watson for freaking Roquan Smith on my Bears connected franchise. So I don't have to deal with Trubisky anymore.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up.
Nothing.
This one might be over by half.
Yeah,
I like how Le'Veon Bell and 71 got beat on that.
For a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force it.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by
Yep,
Morgan
it's
Brown,
game over.
and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Who even is the backup QB?
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
I can't even pause it to see.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
From the 38, Darnold. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
None of my plays are working.
Greedy Williams, the rookie from LSU. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
Yeah, I'm changing quarterbacks. Trevor Siemian. Hell yeah.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I gotta put on aggressive tackling and strip ball to even have a chance to come back.
You actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Aggressive. There we go.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I have never seen this play before. I'm just saying.
Give the Chubb out of the gun. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
What the hell was that?
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack by Jordan Willis.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense.
See if my offense can do anything.
It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll take this up past the 20.
What are you doing, Bandoggo?
At the 22-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your...
Come on, O-line. Jesus.
The D-tackle Sheldon
Don't even have a freaking chance to throw it.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
After the sack on first down.
Come on, O-line. Jesus.
Go down again. Sheldon Richardson, his second sack of the night.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Nope.
Into heavy traffic and it's
This game's over.
It's TJ Carey who picked it, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Jordan Jenkins able to record his 5th sack of the season. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now Mayfield. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 3rd and long for Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And now off to the races down the right side. And it's a touchdown for the Jets.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. So they'll get
That's such a bad kick.
Following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Here we go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field
Good
position
play.
means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Chubb on first down, not going to go anywhere as he'll lose 3 on that one. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Oof. Might get the win, but you just lost one of your best players. Feels bad.
Reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now on 2nd and 13, Mayfield.
Did you catch that? Damn it.
On the left side. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets 30.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
A run for Nick Chubb. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease. And
Chubb fumbled it, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
This one caught by Crowder. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A shotgun snap for Simeon. He gets it to Thomas. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And Dawson's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now this one to his
tight
end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. Simeon now 5 of 6, very accurate since taking over, and he's got his guys a first down. Now Simeon, open man is Robbie Anderson, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing again is Simeon. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Simeon will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run it with Bell. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop, and they've been able to do that.
And he's gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game. One of the premier runners in the NFL.
15 yards on the play, 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On 1st down, Simeon. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I felt the pressure.
They've been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Simeon incomplete on 1st. Here's 2nd and 10 now. This is Bell looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there. He's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
What's the rules? Am I allowed to go it on 4 since I'm down by 4 or
Here
whatever?
Comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Simeon. And this is
doesn't matter anyway.
Intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
God damn it.
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big play that time out of Chubb. 85 yards. So that play flips the field right on its ear. Here's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Seibert's kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's
Yeah, I'm done.
Picked off
That's like 8
by
interceptions.
the rookie from LSU. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10, they run. Chubb, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him.
Oh, you got Juice. Or Goose, however you say his fucking name. Put Sam Darnold back in his trash ass.
Behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run with Geis. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Jamie Gillen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
fuck it, it's not giving me any plays that are good, so.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
Ain't that pass interference? He held him.
We always talk about it being a team
4 for
game,
13. Jesus.
well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays.
Surprised that wasn't
give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long has squeezed down the passing lanes, made plays on the football. It's really been a thing of beauty for them. He's got to figure all day long prepping for the game. They had to have talked about it again and again. Squeeze passing lanes, and we'll be in great shape.
Am I allowed to go for this?
Incompletion
I don't know, but I am.
failed to connect on third.
I'm down by freaking 24.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4. They're going to go. It's Darnold. And this is going to
It doesn't matter anyways. He drops it.
Boy, a real head scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's Steve McClendon that time who winds up getting him down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff. Geis going right. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Chubb. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
They're backed up 5 for first and goal. Following the penalty, it's Geis, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. Again, Geis. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. The Browns on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Geis. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
I swear this game just wants him to freaking score touchdowns 24/7. Face mask on a 3rd and freaking 4.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Again, it's Bell. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run.
I honestly stopped trying a while ago.
Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Jets on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Of course it is.
It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on
Wide
the same
receiver
page,
wants to drop it 24/7.
receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold, open man is Anderson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Mike, 58, right there. Blue Dan.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Darnold from the gun. Looking deep for Demarius. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, with a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. That was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's Darnold. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Jets try it, but the
just running
play
out.
doesn't work. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, this is Geis. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Back to the ground, this time it's Chubb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
You're down by freaking 20.
16 yards there and a first down again. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Yeah, it was decided like the first second of the game because you guys want the Jets to win. Or the Browns to win, I mean.
Geis alone in the backfield here, 2nd and goal.
Watch the screen.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Cleveland, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
He isn't hurt, so that's good.